Welcome to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. We're here on the practice build for the Ottomans and the Malian civilizations. And we're going to be taking a look at Beastie Cutie's Malians today. That's right, Beastie Cutie here on the Malians. His opponent today is going to be Crackety here, playing as the Abbasid dynasty. We're on the map Boulder Bay. Now this map has been changed quite a bit from how it was before, so we'll jump into that in a second of how this has changed. Well, I'm sure there's probably quite a lot on the screen right now that looks a little bit different to usual, and that is because, for those that don't know, Capture Age is coming to Age of Empires 4. So we've got a brand new caster UI, and I've got to say, it looks absolutely fantastic. I mean, we can just see everything here. It's so nice. So amazing job there by the devs. Absolutely love it. So this is a practice build. This is for the top 16 players of Age of Empires 4 that have qualified for the Red Bull Wololo Legacy event. And they need somewhere to practice the Ottomans and the Malians, as they are going to be in the main event. And that is exactly what this build is for. So I'm going to be covering a few of the games for you guys. So there'll be plenty more on the way. And this map right here, Boulder Bay, has been changed quite significantly. There are also some other balance stuff I'll go over as well with the Abbasid and the Malians. But for now, we can see Boulder Bay's changed quite a bit. This, the main lake has become a lot smaller. It used to come out like all the way over here, but now it's sort of like half of the map, which I much prefer. Definitely adds more of a land aspect to it, which I like. So we're going to have to see what both players decide to do, but we see here Beastie is going to be opening up with a single dock, whereas Crackety's going to be opening up with two. The Abbasid Dynasty bonus right there, half-price docks coming in quite handy there. You can see resources are up the top here. I keep looking down at the bottom here. This is usually where the resources are. They're not, they're up here now. It's super cool how we can just see everything there. Gotta say, that is super awesome. So it seems like Crackety's got 4 vills still on food, and he's putting the rest onto wood. Going to be fueling that double dock production. He's got another villager here. You might want to peel a few villagers off. You only need 4 villagers to sustain town center production. Beastie Cutie over here going to be sticking with that one dock. I mean, it's quite a hefty investment. 150. There's not even... This is interesting. I can't see how much buildings cost, and I know how much buildings cost. That's not the problem, but sometimes I like hovering over stuff, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. But obviously this UI is super cool. Definitely needed. What's this button? Okay, that's not a button. I thought that was a button. It looks like a little cog menu, but I think that's something to do with the unit production, maybe. I would assume. Is that villagers? What's the one? Oh, this is confusing. Right, we'll get back to that later. And we see Crackety is now going to be dropping down his House of Wisdom. So there's a couple key changes that are in this practice build. And the first one is that town centers have been majorly nerfed. And for 2 reasons, that is. First of all, it takes... I can't remember the numbers right off my head, but they take a lot longer to build. And obviously for the Abbasid dynasty, they love to go for their second town center. So unfortunately, that is going to be delayed by quite a bit. And the second thing is that town centers now cost an extra 50 stone to build. So it was 300, it's now going to be 350, and I would hover over that, but obviously we don't have the thing here. But that's alright, that's alright. I wonder if there's a button I can see. Doesn't seem like it. I can't go back to the oh god, what's going on? There we go. Right, we're back in the regular UI. We can see here, town center, 400 wood, 350 stone, and it takes 2 minutes 30 seconds, sorry, to build. We'll jump back to the other UI. This one's way better. I mean, like, look how good it looks. And then we can also see here, Mansa Quarry is going to be built for Beastie Cutie. 6 villagers there. Super cool how it shows everything here. I'd assume Crackety's comes up here. So very cool to see there. But anyway, back to the town center changes. That is definitely quite a big nerf for the Abbasid. I mean, they always go for their 2TC That's pretty much their standard build order in most cases, and Crackly is going to be going for that, it seems. There's not really any other reason to be going for the stone right now, unless... Where is it? Oh, it doesn't show upgrades here. Okay, that's interesting. But basically, you can get an upgrade in the dock where you get arrow slits for docks. That's part of the new water changes. And they've actually been nerfed because they're quite a bit more expensive now. It's like 125 stone and 75 wood, I'm pretty sure. So, maybe the town centers for that, but I very much doubt it. I would assume it's got to be for a second town center. But Crackly... That wasn't a mining camp, was it? It was a house. Right, so Crackly... Okay, this makes more sense. Crackly's going to be connecting up these houses to his House of Wisdom, so he can grab that tier 1. So villagers now gather resources quicker. That makes more sense. I was going to, like... When you're going this heavy on water, do you really want to be going for a second town center? Either way, Crackly is going to be aging up. It's going to be the economic wing we can see up here. Only 30 seconds away now. Beastie Cutie, however, has already aged up, and we can see here hunting canoes are on the way. We can see at the top here, actually, that so I think that means 2 are in the queue, and yeah, so now 1 is in the queue and 2 are on the battlefield. That's very cool. So hunting canoes are the archer ships, so these are anti-demo ship basically, but these guys get absolutely wrecked by the new springled ships. So for, yeah, that'll be the Bagler. We can see the Bagler is on the way for Crackly. As soon as he aged up, he's going to be grabbing that. So these are going to do pretty well up against these hunting canoes. And it seems like that's all... Uh-oh. We got a demo ship in the queue from Beastie. Okay. So this is a pretty good composition from Beastie. These guys are going to be anti-demo. And then Beastie's also going to be grabbing a demo of his own to deal with any of these Baglers, but unfortunately the demo ship it's on its way. Actually, Crackly, you need to be careful. You need to target down the ship. Oh no, Crackly's gonna be losing that ship. There it goes. And Beastie's still got all 4 of these hunting canoes alive. Another Bagler comes out. The Baglers aren't too expensive. I mean, it's still a hefty investment though, especially for how cheap these demolition ships are. Can we take a look at the price? No, we can't. Yeah, can we? There we go. 80 wood, 80 gold. And I mean, the amount of damage it does right there to one-shot that is pretty ridiculous. So demo ships haven't really been changed in this practice build. Still very, very good. And now Beastie is just going to be pulling back with these. We'll take a look back into his base, see what he's up to. You can see he's now building that second pit mine. Going to be... guaranteeing him a nice little bit of a gold trickle. Not sure what happened to that villager. It seems like... Oh, there they are. They're there. So Crackly not looking too good right now. I mean, he's got 2 Baglers out, but we already have a demolition ship over here. Crackly needs to micro down that demo ship, and we can just see there, the demo ship is so good. It takes 4 shots to kill a demo ship. And demo ships pretty much one-shot a Bagler, especially with all of these hunting canoes here as well. Now Crackly might be in some trouble here. What else has he got in the queue? We got 3 Dows in the queue. I mean, if Crackly had these Dows out before, he might have been looking in a better position, but unfortunately the Baglers have gone down, and 7 up against 3. So for those that are still wondering, Dows and hunting canoes, they cost the same, they act the same, they've just got different names. So these and these are effectively the same. So effectively, it's like having 8 horsemen versus 3 horsemen. Except they're not horsemen. But I think that makes sense. Anyway. But unfortunately for Crackly, he is producing still another Dow. I mean, right now he really needs a Bagler. The Bagler's what he needs right now. You can just see his ships are getting taken out so quickly, and I'm surprised we don't have Crackly grabbing his arrow slits from these docks. Right now, these arrow slits could be doing so much damage. Really effective to have in these docks when you're in a position like this. And we can see Crackly got all of his fishing eco idled right now, while Beastie here sits on 9 fishing boats. I mean, it's not a whole lot, but that's 9 more than what Crackly has. We can see here, Crackly is still going to be on 1 town center. Really looking to stay away from that 2 TC. I say that, I say that as soon as a mining camp gets dropped. So it seems like Crackly is going to be moving into a bit more of a land economy. And this is something that you really could not do on the last version of Boulder Bay. Because the fishing eco, the map control that you get with water would just be way, way, way too insane. But that's something that's changed now with this map. But water's still very, very good. And I mean, when Beastie is expanding like this, I mean, look at this. 4 docks. Wow. Beastie's also going to be grabbing canoe tactics. It means his archer ships are going to be doing even more damage. We see two more arrows are going to be fired. So Crackly here has pretty much been completely pushed off. But I mean, I say, you know, this stone might not be for a second town center. It might be for the arrow slits, but I mean, at this point, I feel like there's not really too much point. I feel like water might be a little bit lost here. However, if he grabbed arrow slits earlier on, he could still be fishing from these shoreline fish. And if you've got 8 fishing ships just stored away in this dock, I feel like that might be worth saving. But anyway, Crackly is going to be going for that 2TC. See up here. He's still got quite a bit in the bank as well. So maybe let's go for a third. He's floating so much wood at the moment. I mean, it'd definitely be worth going for a third. Take a look over at Beastie over here. He's got 2 stables out. He's just been massing a few warrior scouts. The upgraded version of a regular scout. Definitely makes these guys pretty decent at raiding. And they're definitely going to help here burning down these docks. And they're just so cheap as well. Definitely worth it in this position. I mean, this is actually a really big brain move from Beastie. I mean, these guys are only like 90 food. And for what they can do is very, very good. Beastie is going to be cleaning up these fishing ships. That second dock is going to be going down. And Crackly is going to be completely pushed off water. And he's not even going to be able to get back on. And we can see here, is Beastie using the patrol function here? I think he is. I'm going to be honest, I've never seen anyone use the patrol function before. But that's pretty smart from Beastie right there. It means if a villager comes along here and starts building their dock, this guy is going to automatically shoot them. And he's just going to patrol up and down here, which is pretty cool. I like that move. Crackly here is going to be going for that 3rd town center. Wait, is he going for a 4th? I mean, look at the resource. Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah, there we go. 4 TCs from Crackly. I hope, again, we can't see this. I want to see this. I want to see if he's got fresh foodstuffs in. He's got it though. He's got to. Like, we can hover over it. Yeah, it's 25 food for a villager. So I mean, he's spending the equivalent of 2 TCs on 4. So I mean, he's going to be looking pretty decent there when it comes to land, but right now, Beastie Cutie is way ahead when it comes to eco, just purely based on the fishing eco. And I mean, Beastie could even think about dropping a dock over here maybe and doing a little bit of trade. I mean, the trade has become so good. I mean, we take a look here. How much do they cost? 100 wood, 100 gold. It is ridiculously cheap. And the amount of resources you get back from this so damn quickly is absolutely wild. Like, I'm pretty sure if you trade from one side of the map to the other side, it's like 300 of gold and wood. So, for those that don't know, trade ships return both gold and wood of equal amount, unless you're the French, where you can change it to whatever you want. But I think that's... Trade seems a little bit broken to me, on water at least. And this comes back to the problem of Boulder Bay. Whoever controls the water is pretty much in the winning position. But we're going to see if Crackly can make a bit of a comeback here. We see Beastie is going in with the warrior scouts. Going to be trying to do as much raiding as possible. Crackly, fortunately for him, he does have some hardened spearmen out. But as we just heard, Beastie Cutie did a job. It's going to be the Grand Falani Coral. Going to be giving that bonus to all of these cattle that are placed around this. It's interesting age up from Beastie. I'll give him that. I mean, when you've got all of this food eco and water, do you really need more with cows? I guess he likes his food eco. I mean, the other landmark would have been really nice in this position, but I guess he doesn't have much gold. The other landmark is the one where it trains batch units. So yeah, I can see why he chose this, especially if you're focusing so heavy onto water. But I mean, he's pretty much won water at this point. So we're gonna have to see what Beastie decides to do next, because he's definitely gonna have to go into a bit of a land composition now if he wants to do any more damage. You definitely don't want to let Crackety boom away on these 4 TCs. We see Crackety already up to 94 population. I think that includes military. Is there a way I can see villagers? Oh, here. Oh, right. 76 villagers versus 93. So this is eco units, by the way. I would assume there's no way Beastie's on 96 villagers. That's got to include fishing ships. So we can see here Beastie's eco is just way ahead right now. Beastie now reaching that 100 eco lead. You can see military is underneath as well. So 47 military units versus the 25 to Crackety. And it seems to just be in all of these veteran warrior scouts. Interesting choice. It just seems to be a spam of these warrior scouts. I mean, they're so cheap as well. I mean, it's got to be worth it. Let's have a look at their stats. So they've got 130 HP. They've got their, well, BC's grabbing their blacksmith upgrades. And then they've got 9 attack as well. I mean, that's definitely decent for their price. And in mass, I can see these being quite a bit of a problem. We saw that in the public update preview. And it doesn't seem like they've been changed much at all. I know that they've only been changed when it comes to the Imperial status. The Imperial status was a little bit bugged, and it would like re-heal them by like 5 health every second. It was so broken. It's absolutely ridiculous. But that's been fixed. But apart from that, nothing else has really been changed about these guys. So Beastie's going to be trying to mass these up yet again. I mean, it's worth it when you've got all of this food eco. And it seems... Is this trade? Yeah, it is. Okay, so Beastie has decided to go for that trade. He's going to be trading with this dock here to that trade market. Let's have a look how much he gets. See, 55 wood and 55 gold. That is ridiculous. Like, for a ship that costs 100 wood, 100 gold, this pays back in 2 trips. 1, 2. And it's already paid itself back. That is absolutely ridiculous. And that the thing is, it's different for villagers, because villagers cost food. That's not really a resource that you care too much about. Like, you can make farms. Gold and wood is a precious resource. So having this trade is absolutely wild for Beastie. And we can see how far ahead his eco is right now. Crackety finally going to be reaching that 100 eco mark. Crackety finally ages up to age 3, but I've missed something. Beastie's aged to age 4. What did he age with? Everyone's just aged up, and I've been banging on about trade ships this whole time. It's going to be the Griot Bara. Okay, so it's going to be the festival landmark. So you can use these festivals to give him a bit of a boost. You can either use the food festival, the military festival, or the siege festival. So Crackety's going to be doing a little bit of damage here, but I don't think that's going to be too much. I mean, it's quite a few spearmen there. And spearmen right now is exactly what he needs up against these warrior scouts. And now is Beastie grabbing his elite upgrades? Yeah, he's already grabbed it. There we go. Look at that. 46 elite warrior scouts. And we can see here, he's dropped down the Madras. And he's already researching biology. Absolutely crazy stuff right there. Bit of a wall coming down from Beastie now as well. He wants to hold off from this army here. I don't think this is going to be doing too much, though. I mean, Beastie's economy right now isn't not going to be affected too much by a few houses going down around this pit mine. We can have a look at Crackety's age up as well. It was the culture wing. Unfortunately, the culture wing, I don't think it's going to be doing too much here. Look at all of these elite warrior scouts coming in right now. -1 damage right there because they're in the influence of the camels. Canoe's also helping out on the back line here as well. Now look how much damage these guys do. I mean, in mass, these guys do quite a bit of damage. What is Crackety? Yeah, he's going to have to retreat. He doesn't have the mass at home to deal with this. We just see it. Look how fast these guys go down. Spearmen do a very good job. The veterancy coming in right now for Crackety as well with his spearmen. That's definitely what he needs. Crossbow not going to be doing too much here either. And I mean, you might just want to pump out these camel riders. Like one of the only scenarios where camel riders are actually going to be doing really, really good here. Crackly's trying to put a bit of damage onto Beastie here. And I feel like this is just like a little tickle from Crackly right now compared to Beastie. This is going to be a lot of dead vills. Look how fast they go down. I mean, the villagers get absolutely wrecked by these guys. Bit of a spearman mass beginning to build now for Crackly. Back at home, I think he's going to be able to push this away. And we do see some palisade walls are going up as well. So he's managed to stop any more reinforcements going through. But Beastie could always make some trade ships. And we see here, look at the warrior scouts. The warrior scouts doing such a good job just cleaning up all of the army right there. Warrior scouts still being a pain in the base for Crackly. But spearmen, I think, are going to be able to finally push this away. So the eco is starting to sort of equal out here. Crackly still building that villager army, whereas Beastie is primarily on water. And I've got to say, I think water is probably better in this scenario. All of this deep sea fish over here. I mean, there's so much deep sea fish. And then he's also got this insane trade going as well. I mean, look at the resources he's stacking right now. That is absolutely quite wild stuff. We have a look at here. We can have a look at the villager distribution, which is pretty cool. We can have a look at all of their units as well. Beastie now going to be moving out with even more. Is he just massing warrior scouts? Is this the warrior scout only challenge? Poor Crackly. Actually, it might not be. We now have a load of archery rangers being dropped down. Beastie, you got to commit to it now. You've only been making warrior scouts. Commit to it. Commit to it, my man. We also have some sofas mixed in here as well. It's probably a good idea to mix those in, especially when you've got such an insane eco like Beastie does. So it seems like Beastie's just trying to go for all of this exposed eco right now. Just trying to be as much of a pain as possible. Going to be trying to burn down this TC as well. The thing is, Beastie's still an age ahead to Crackly. They are starting to equal out in economy. But definitely more of a mass is needed from Crackly. We could just see here how much of a pain Beastie's being right now. I mean, if I was Crackly, I would be dropping down walls absolutely everywhere right now. I mean, you need stone walls down. And urgently. And we see here, cavalry is going to be charging in. Camel riders going to be doing... You know, camel riders are actually doing really, really effectively here. Or being really effectively. No. I can't... Sorry, I can't speak today properly. They're being really effective. There we go. Getting my words mixed up a little bit. And we see Beastie's just splitting up all of these warrior scouts. And doing a really, really good job right there. Just being a pain. And behind this, I mean, look at the resources Beastie's stacking up. We just see more and more units are being massed right now. Deep drop is going to be on the front line here as well. And once this keep goes up, the siege is going to start to roll out for Beastie. So this is sort of his plan. His plan is just to sort of cause as much havoc in the base as possible. Try and distract Crackly as much as possible from this front line. I mean, Beastie could have built this even closer, I suspect. He could have gone for like a proper keep drop, like boom, right there. But playing a little bit more defensively. But as Crackly is focusing down all of these units, and I mean, these are cheap units. They cost only food. So Crackly's whole army is scattered around his base trying to defend. While Beastie try and gets up this frontline keep. And once this frontline keep is up, the siege can start to roll in. And we can see there the siege workshop is going to be dropped down. Is it a little bit framey? Is it just me? I feel like the game's a little bit framey. Maybe that's something to do with the UI. I hope not. I hope that's me not restarting my PC in a while. It might very well be. So I do apologize for that. But we see here the mass for for Crackly looking pretty decent. I mean, going very heavy into Spearman plus Camel Rider. And we can see here lots of archers coming through from Beastie as well. Trying to cancel out both of these units right here. They are elite. Interesting decision from Beastie. I mean, you can get the poisoned arrows on these guys. The poisoned arrows with the Malians is pretty good. So we see their arrows attack deal 3 additional damage over 6 seconds, which is pretty crazy. So Crackney really looking to push forwards right now. He's got 2 trebuchets out behind us as well. Going to be trying to take down this keep, and I mean, it's looking pretty decent for him. Crackney looking actually really decent here. The water's going to be helping out here as well. Hunting canoe is going to be helping Beastie. I mean, Beastie might want to pull a couple more right now. I think he's deleted most of his boat eco, though. Or boat military, I mean. Culverin going to be lost for Beastie as well. That's a lot of resources gone down the drain right there. Though I think Beastie is going to be able to hold. We do have cannon placements through from both the keep and the tower here. And it's also going to be coming through on this other tower as well. And it seems like Beastie is going to be able to hold. No boiling oil. Boiling oil would have been really, really nice here as well, but it seems like it doesn't need it. I mean, the mass here is just looking so good, and that comes down to having elite units versus castle age units right now. And Beastie's eco is just way bigger behind this. He can just pump out the units. I mean, look at the food eco. Beastie's struggling a little bit on the gold front right now. Now look at all of these trebuchets that keep maybe going down, but not without a fight, that's for sure. Beastie going to be taking out so much siege right here. Mangonel's going to be doing quite well up against these archers. Crackney needs to target down those archers. Gets another great shot off. Archer's going to be trying to focus down this Mangonel's really paid off. He's got 2 Mangonels out right now. But unfortunately, the massive Beasties here. I don't see this lasting too much longer from Crackney. I mean, especially when we start to get... I mean, it's mainly Culverin coming out from Beastie right now. Surprised we don't see any bombards. But Crackney, we see his resource camp right now not looking too good at all. And Beastie still an age ahead. And he's just pumping out units right now. I mean, look at all of these archers and sofas. Are these in the elite? They are elite sofa. They're going to be doing really well here. We also have Musofadi gunners coming out here as well. Musofadi gunners, basically hand cannoneers. And these guys just shred absolutely everything, especially when you got a nice front line with elite warrior scouts as well. Archer's going to be idling lots of villagers here as well. That's so much idle right there. We can see up here, only 6 idols for Crackney, but it says that. But then you've got all of these villagers here building farms. Archers are going to be catching them out anyway. And GG gets called. Well, there you guys have it. What do you guys think of this practice build so far? And what do you think of the caster UI? Let me know in the comments. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.